I'm back!
Huh?
It's me, Multiversus.
It's not possible! You closed down your servers!
That was a beta, you idiot! I'm back, and I'm better than ever. And I'm coming to get you for calling me a dead game.
Oh no, please! Please don't hurt me!
For some reason, I'm a lot slower now.
I'm just gonna, get up and leave.
No, I'm gonna get there. Almost there.
Multiversus is officially out. And all of my real fans out there know that I already covered this game during its alpha, beta thing, and I really did enjoy it. I loved it so much that I made tons of content on it on my second channel. And eventually, the people over at Warner Brothers gave me a jacket. It was so sick. The point I'm trying to make is, I really liked this game when it came out and had high hopes for its return. So now, after a long hiatus, Multiversus is back. So how is it? And what's changed? But first, let me quickly explain what Multiversus is for all you noobs out there who have never played it ever. Multiversus is a platform fighting game, like Super Smash Bros. But instead of Nintendo characters, this game stars Warner Bros. Characters, from DC heroes to classic cartoons to LeBron James. Each character has their own moveset, with regular attacks and special moves. Also, each character can select perks that will boost some aspects of their character or team during the match. So there's a wide variety of ways to play the game, even with the same character. The way you win games is by ringing out your enemy. And just like Smash Bros, the more damage you have, the more you'll be knocked back by hits. While I personally prefer playing 1v1, Multiversus has always been designed around the 2v2 game mode, with some characters playing a lot better in doubles with more supportive movesets. So that's Multiversus in a nutshell. But since the beta, there have been some huge changes. So now, let's discuss the biggest and most obvious change that happened since the beta is the movement. The game is significantly slower than it was in the beta. So while the game was already floaty, it's now a lot slower in general. Just look at some of the gameplay. Here's how it was in the beta, and here it is now. Look at it side by side. It's a noticeable change, and one that most players aren't really fond of. Sure, the game might have been a bit too chaotic for 2v2 before, but this might have been a bit of an overtune, and one that should be worked on again, because players from both the casual side and competitive side are not really loving it. Another big gameplay change they made was also zoom the camera in for 1v1s. This is also a bit of a strange choice. I don't think people thought the game was too zoomed out, so now it just feels a bit claustrophobic at times. Like, back up, buddy. Back up. But not all of the gameplay changes are bad. One of the biggest issues in the beta was how easy it was to spam dodges. But now you can't, as you have sort of a dodge meter that limits the amount that you can do. Trust me, before, the game was just 90% dodge spamming. It was obnoxious and from a viewer's perspective, kind of unwatchable. So this was a solid change in the right direction. Also, they finally added dash attacks, which is awesome and feels a lot better in game. Every character has one, including older characters, and they add another whole layer for their combo game. It's a great addition and the gameplay just flows better for it. Now, Multiversus was able to do something that not even Overwatch could do. They added a PvE story mode, sort of. There are these rifts, which is very reminiscent of World of Light from Smash Ultimate, where you fight enemies, and these matches can have huge gameplay changes like big heads or Marvin the Martian ship just being there, and in between there are full-on mini games like breaking the targets, using a mini tank, beating up a balloon, just a cool minigame feature like the Subspace Emissary had in Smash Bros. Brawl. And each of these rifts has a big boss stage. You can fight the Joker or Stripe with eggs that spawn more stripes. And some of these are genuinely not that easy. It's a cool challenge. The whole rift mode isn't the flashiest thing, but I'm glad it's an alternative way to play the game and level up. They'll be adding more rifts over time throughout the weeks, probably to coincide with the release of more characters and maps and seasons. So it's all very exciting. There's also new currency. You have perk currency to buy perks, fighter currency to buy fighters, and Gleamium to buy cosmetics. You can buy all of this with real money, and anytime you spend money, you'll get prestige currency that can unlock you items from the prestige store, like the Batman Who Laughs. Oh my god, this skin is so good, I want it! Of course, there are new characters on launch like Jason Voorhees, Banana Guard, and my new main, the Joker. This dude is so fun. so we can expect more new characters to be added on a regular basis, which is exciting. But I want to take this moment to discuss the characters that I want to be added to this game. So Warner Brothers, if you're listening, just hear me out. Okay, so I have the Multiversus jacket, as you can see. So you know I'm basically a developer, so they have to listen to me, right? So here are some of my ideas for some characters that can add to the game. Right off the bat, I don't feel like we have that many classic Cartoon Network characters. You have characters like Ed, Edd and Eddy, Dexter from Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, all great options. My personal suggestion would have to be Courage the Cowardly Dog though. Courage is already such a goofy goober. You can have him do crazy stuff like, oh no, oh my god, like, you know, just like those weird noises that he makes. That could be like part of his moveset. I think if you're gonna include anyone from the classic cartoon era, you gotta include Courage the Cowardly Dog. Then we gotta talk about some of the heavy-hitting IPs. Where is the Harry Potter rep? I understand that J.K. Rowling is a terrible human being, but that doesn't mean that Harry Potter gotta get shafted. Get my boy Harry in there, dude. You can even add Voldemort in too if you really have to. I don't know why there's no Harry Potter. Come on. Then, of course, we gotta talk about Lord of the Rings. Where's Gandalf? Come on, enough said. But if you really don't want that many mage-type characters, you could include instead Gollum or Legolas. Gollum can play a little bit more like a creepy, crawly little guy. I think Legolas, personally, could be the most unique moveset. We don't really have a ranged, like, archer-type character. Someone that plays a little bit more like Link in Smash Bros. Now, we cannot ignore Cartoon Network's most popular IPs, and one of them is easily Ben 10. How the hell is Ben Tennyson not in this game already? Sure, his moveset would be very complex. You could either make him like Pokemon Trainer, where you can swap between different of the Ben 10 characters, or you can make it so that each of his moves incorporate one of the 10 aliens. There's a lot of ways you can go about making Ben 10, but I really think he should be added to this game. Now, for the more modern Cartoon Network era, we already have Adventure Time and a little bit too many Adventure Time reps, but I do think two very important modern era shows should be considered for inclusion. The first character being Gumball. That guy is literally an icon and can have so many cool movesets. And the last one being Mordecai and Rigby from the regular show. I think they could play like Duck Hunt Dog, but kind of working with each other, or like Banjo and Kazooie. Kind of like a reverse Banjo and Kazooie if you think about it. But either way, more characters from the more modern Cartoon Network era should be included. And last but not least is the character that I personally just want to see, and that has to be Samurai Jack. We don't have a true sword fighter, and no, Finn doesn't really count. He attacks with his bag more than he attacks with his sword. And I know Arya Stark is in there, but like Needle's not a sword. Come on. So we don't have like a real sword fighter, and I feel like he could play a little bit more like a mixture of Marth and Sephiroth from Smash Bros. Also, Samurai Jack is just freaking dope. Having a Samurai Jack stage would also be absolutely fantastic, with his villain being in the background like like being really like obnoxious. That is my main suggestions for characters to be included in this game. So Warner Brothers, if you're watching, please consider doing it. I have a jacket. Like, that should be enough, right? You should listen to me because I have the jacket, okay? The gameplay is still a ton of fun. If you liked how the game used to play, then it will feel similar, but just a little slower, which you might actually prefer. You can still pop off with cool combos and feel accomplished after a big win. The characters have a lot of variety. From brawlers to ranged attackers to LeBron James, there's wholly unique movesets, even unique to the platform fighter genre in general. The stages are super unique as well, with cool references and gags like Mojo Jojo coming in and being a goofy goober.
Hey, this accursed clown! Get out of here, Joker! There's nothing funny about magnetism!
Also, the voice acting is top-notch. R.I.P. Kevin Conroy. But they got Mark Hamill as the Joker and not LeBron as LeBron, so it's really good. The perks mechanic is a lot more streamlined and easier to unlock, so it's a lot more noob-friendly. And while it's not perfect, I appreciate when games have PvE modes. And it seems like they will keep updating it and might even include cinematics that aren't just the trailer for the characters that we've already seen on YouTube. You thought I wouldn't notice, huh, Multiversus? I've already mentioned that a lot of people don't like the movement being slow, and I'm one of them. I don't think it needs to be 1.5 times faster like a lot of people are suggesting, but like 1.2 times maybe? Just a small adjustment, please. The UI somehow got a bit worse. I think it's upsetting that you can't swap characters before a round starts, and you can't swap after a rematch. If it was ranked, I would get it, but it's just quick play. I still don't get toasts, like, what is this for? Why do we have this? The cosmetics are still very expensive. And also there's these variants of characters that just have a t-shirt on, and they cost 500 Gleamium. And normally this wouldn't matter, but for some of the Rift missions, you need the stupid shirt. So that sucks, because I am not buying Velma with the Joker shirt. That's just dumb. The game is also super unbalanced, with so many ways to instantly kill people for free. Just look at some of these stupid plays from Twitter. This needs to be addressed ASAP. Overall, I like Multiversus a lot, but they're going to need to start putting down some heavy hitters from big franchises if they want to stay afloat. If they tighten up the gameplay and really make this game feel more like Smash and less like NASB, it has a chance to thrive. And hopefully, it won't make it onto my Dead Games video this time around. So I'll be giving Multiversus an 8 out of 10. It's a fun time. It just needs a little bit more polish from a couple more patches to get where it needs to be. But what do you think? Have you played Multiversus? And if so, what would you rate it? Also, let me know who your main is in the comments down below. And also let me know which character do you desperately want to see in Multiversus. I want to hear some of the crazy stuff that you guys come up with in the comments down below. Okay guys, it's been like 8 days and Multiversus is still trying to catch up to me, so I'll catch you later. Ya noob.